What up, YouTube? How are you? Did I start that too soon? I'll say it again. What up, YouTube? How you doing? I got asked a question. I'm going to start doing a new thing with these videos. Ask me anything. If you have a question, I have an opinion. I will give it. I might have an opinion. There's some things I don't care about. Minecraft. I don't care about Minecraft. My daughter loves it. She keeps saying, Daddy, I'm building you a house. I'm like, maybe, you know, wait till you're older, get a job, then build me a real house. Daddy, do you want a zombie horse or do you want a zombie? I want a house, Bowen! Give me the house! Okay, so if you've got a question and I've got a vague interest, I'll give you an idea. So, here was the question. Neil, what do you think about Irish history, specifically the colonialisation, the fights for independence? Well, that is something I'm very interested in. I live here. I've lived here almost all my life, brief spell in Canada, and I think it's fascinating. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say, what do I think about Irish history? I'm going to be completely honest. I come at it from a slightly different point of view. Number one, Irish history is interesting. That's it. It's interesting. However, as African Americans used to like saying around the early 2000s, don't be getting it twisted. It's not that interesting. It's not Greek history, it's not Roman history, it's not Egyptian history, it's not Persian history, it's not even Samoan history, it's just okay history. You'll like it if you're from America and you have Irish roots, and because you'll think to yourself, oh, I have Irish roots, so I feel it in my bones. Don't. It's not that interesting. I remember one time there was a big hoo-ha over here in the news because they had discovered a wooden road across a peat bog, and this wooden road was half a mile long, and all the historians and politicians were getting their knickers in a twist about it and saying how fabulous this was. And I kind of thought to myself, I didn't want to be mean. I don't. It's my history. But I mean, I did want to say to people, and I have done since, and they look at you with stony contempt, guys, the Pyramid of Giza was 1,000 years old when you built that wooden road by laying tree trunks close together across a muddy field. It ain't that exciting, guys. Okay, there is lots of interest. I'm somewhat tongue-in-cheek here. I want to move on specifically to the issue of colonization. This is where people get really interested. They say, oh, 800 years ago the damn English came and they were so mean. And as one of the descendants of the damn English, amongst other damned peoples, I would like to say this. If that bothers you, you need a bash on the head. You need to roundly knock some sense into yourself. Number one, the Pope gave Ireland to the English crown. You don't know that because they don't want to tell you. That's true. And he had the right to do it at the time. So that sucks. Number two, the English were invited here. Yes, right. They were invited here. A guy called, I believe it was Lord Strongbow of all people, came here to fight on behalf of Irish leaders. They didn't pay their bills and he stayed. If you're not happy about it, Irish people, you've only yourself to blame. Number two, or three I think I was at. There's a great deal of romance, fantasy about the rebel, isn't there? We always love the rebel. Americans love the rebel in their own history. You've got the American War of Independence. Oh, we will pledge our sacred honor to fight the English. And the Irish have a similar thing. If you go, I'm driving down the road now, 40 miles down this road, it's all Irish and tricolours and people talking about their awesome history. And I don't really care about your awesome history, but I do think it's important to note some realities. Some realities of rebellion, of anti-colonialism. Why be anti-colonialist in the first place? Okay, that sounds like a strange question, because these days that's a self-evident question, isn't it? Why be anti-colonialist? Oh, because that's mean, that's racist. Okay, let me give you an example, and this is one of my favourite examples. And every time I post this on Reddit or Facebook, I get angry faces or thumbs down votes, but I don't care because it remains true. And I'm going to take you back in time, back in time, and we're at the time of the British Raj, which is the Empire of India, ruled by Her Majesty, the Queen of England. And I'm going to tell you what happened. Sorry if I scratched my ear. Once upon a time, there was an English general, and he was going through India, and he saw a funeral take place, and they were burning the husband, the widower, the husband, yes, and the widow was there. And the sons, as they were apt to do in those days, wanted to commit a very, very sacred rite that the Indians had, called Sutti. Not Sutti as a city and sweep if you're English watching this, but Sutti. And that basically was, we're going to throw the widow on the bonfire. Now mostly it was done so the sons could get the inheritance quicker. That dumb old lady didn't spend it on them, or get remarried, worse still. So they just burnt her to death, because that showed ultimate honour to the husband, didn't it? Now, the mothers do not appreciate this. They never do they? And it says she was being led to the burning flames, screaming. The English general ordered, stop that! And the locals got together, they said, how dare you tell us to stop that? This is our cultural tradition. It is our sacred right, and you must not interfere. So the English general was a bit perplexed. He said, well, I appreciate all that. I don't want to interfere with sacred rights. So he says, well, okay, well, that's fair enough. Let me introduce you to a sacred right of my people. Every time we see someone burn a widow, we erect a gibbet, that's a hanging pole, and we hang the man who did it. So ended the ritual, the sacred tradition of Sutti. And you can thank the British Empire for that. You can thank colonialism. Just take it into your hearts and thank it. Okay, I know what you're saying now. I feel the love, Neil. Can you feel the love tonight? You can. I love this conversation. This is one of my favourite topics, if you don't know. And that's roughly where I stand on colonialism. Why is the colonial government taking you over better than the one you had? If they are, thank them. Is there anyone watching this video who, if a race of super intelligent, super benevolent aliens came to Earth and said, we can help you do it better, would go, no, I demand the right to be led by this shower of bastards. Not this guy, no. That's where I stand on colonialism. What do you, let's take a look briefly, going back to the Irish history question. What did the English take over? Did they take over a modern democracy with votes for women and minorities and welcoming gays? No! It was a land of warring fiefdoms ruled by a king that might own 20 fiefs. Did the English take over, did the English replace it with something worse? Well, they certainly did bad things. They took away my historic right to speak Gaelic. Oh my God, I've lost out there. They replaced it with the language that the world speaks. Oh no, how dare they! They took away the rule of chieftains and gave me the Magna Carta, from which almost every other democracy has now been founded. Ah, the bastards! What do I think about Irish history? I think it's interesting. If you wish to read it, I recommend, oh look, there's a glider going down the road. If you wish to read it, I recommend you search for a very brilliant podcast that you'll find probably from the BBC. You might find it as a torrent somewhere, called The History of Ireland in 101 parts. It sounds really long, but they're very fast, very 5-minute parts. And literally, you'll know everything up to the history of the Troubles. I'm not going to discuss the Troubles in this video. It's a second video, and it's something very personal to me, something that I lived through, that makes me very emotional, that I have friends and colleagues in graves over. So I'm not going to discuss it in this. I think you can probably guess from where I've come before what side I take on that. Although that's not to say that there aren't arguments on both sides. I hope you enjoyed this video. Guys, have a great day. I'm heading to London soon to take part in an ex-Jehovah's Witness protest. I hope you'll see it, you'll take part. And meanwhile, I wish you all the best and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.